Welcome to Microsoft Mechanics Live. Coming up, we'll take a look at all your modern compute options in Azure with tips on how you plan, build, or move your apps to the cloud. We are joined by Corey Sanders to take us on a tour of everything that's new. New virtual machines, new hardware options for even the most demanding workloads.
I'm incredibly excited to be here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. I actually thought I was banned from this show. I haven't been asked to be on for quite some time.
Yeah, you were banned, and then you got promoted.
Wow. So then you had to unban me?
Basically.
I see.
That's how that works.
That's right.
You are on probation, though?
I am on. I've got a lot of influence
The
now.
promotion didn't mean that you got off probation.
Okay.
So you are not banned, but
it's secret probation, though.
Basically.
It is. Okay.
Basically.
Fine. All right.
So we're seeing like a lot of new options using infrastructure as a service and cloud-native architectures with stuff like containers and serverless. Can you help us understand these options?
I can certainly try. I'm not going to make any promises.
Okay,
though,
well,
okay? We'll see how the probation
best.
goes, though. Yes. So, while more options can sometimes be confusing, the goal with all of these different options and these different services is to offer a range of capabilities to support the huge variability of workloads that all of you have. This gives you more options to both deploy and manage your workloads. So you can quickly lift and shift your apps, or you can modernize them by re-architecting or completely rebuild them using serverless options or microservice-based solutions. So it really depends on what you need to do. It depends on what you can do. So for example, if you're running a third-party server app or have a legacy business critical app, it may not be possible to fully repackage it unless you completely rewrite it. And sometimes that's not possible. So even when you can't or don't want to change a thing, you can simply rehost it, and your apps and workloads will move just fine into infrastructure as a service. And so to do this, we have many different VM options for you, spanning all the way up from your very, very basic sizes to huge multi-core 4 terabytes of RAM for your workloads. And in fact, we're working on 12, which is very exciting. You seem excited.
I'm very excited. 12 terabytes.
12 terabytes. I mean, it's so much you could do with that. Dedicated GPUs, of course, an exciting offer that we've seen a lot of people use, and of course, HPC, high-performance computing, and much, much more. In fact, we just added this really, really cool SKU called Confidential Computing, or the DC series. This allows you to keep your data and what you're running inside the CPU itself secure and protected and confidential, even from Azure and me. So, in addition to keeping things confidential, we are also looking to always expand out our storage options and give you faster and faster storage. And the recent announcement that we made this week, Ultra SSD. Ultra. That's better than Premium, just to be clear. Okay. If you were wondering, Ultra's higher than... Beyond VMs, we have many, many other options and solutions, including physical built hardware solutions like the Cray supercomputer, or massive servers like SAP supporting up to 24 terabytes of RAM, and even actually NetApp servers as well. So let me give you an example, actually, of one of those SAP servers. So I'm connected here. I'm SSH'd into this SAP machine here, and just because I totally like to geek out a little bit here, I'm going to zoom in and show you. Right now,
wow.
Wait, where is it? Hold on.
It?
There.
I just see lots of numbers.
Oh, gosh. Oh, you're all sick now. Oh, hold on. Let me re-zoom in. I want to show you the CPU count. There it is. So 960 physical CPUs on this machine. That's pretty awesome. All right, now I'm going to show you the memory. Oh, Memgo. Now I'm going to show you the memory here. And, of course, it's still in KB. When it's listed here in Linux. Why is this? This is Mark's tool. Terrible.
But look at all those. Look at all.
Oh, you know what it is? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Hold on. One more time, guys. Here we go. Watch this.
You're gonna get it right eventually.
I am gonna get it right. This is everyone's like, this is the demo. Enjoy. All right. There it is. Woo! Successful demo. 20 terabytes of memory written in KB. So if you're wondering, thank you for the clapping. It's so nice. So nice. I've worked around Mark's tool. You can see here, 20 terabytes. That's how many zeros it takes to get to the 20 terabytes. So that is that fantastic thing. So this is also what's great about this is not just a lot of memory and a lot of CPU. It is fully certified and supported by SAP.
Nice.
And so you can really run from this full range, any size, any workload you need with confidence in Azure. Move your existing virtual machines with Azure Migrate and Azure Site Recovery. It's really just a few clicks to get it up there. We've also deeply integrated these services with a bunch of partner solutions, something like Turbonomics, so you can go and include assessments on what that migration will do to your cost. So it's very, very powerful bringing together some of these solutions we have with some of our partner solutions as well to make it really easy to move those virtual-based machines.
So like this sort of option is great for people if they want to mirror exactly what they have in their data center, or if they want to extend it, but what if I'm not ready to move yet? How do I get my specific workloads to the cloud if I don't want to commit to doing everything?
That's right, that's right. So there's a lot of apps that can help, I think, you on your commitment problems. But to move your things, there is a lot of different options, and this is where hybrid is a really powerful part of our overall offering. We support hybrid across networking, identity, management, security, data, and of course, development platforms. And this allows you to sort of pick and choose how you want to use the cloud. Maybe you're not quite ready to take that big step in rebuilding everything. Maybe you want to go just use the identity story across the entire global ecosystem. You can pick and choose how you want to take advantage of this. Azure Stack being really one of the more exciting offerings that we have, which is an appliance solution that allows you to run Azure services in your data center. We also recently announced a really cool feature called DataBox Edge that allows you to run with FPGA power on the edge on data before you bring it into the cloud. So this really gives you that great hybrid story.
All right, so that sounds good, but what if I want to rebuild my apps or re-architect them to be cloud native?
Yeah, so for some of those applications that you're looking to make those changes, you can move them really quickly into Azure by taking advantage of containers and Kubernetes. Yes. And so with Kubernetes, we have a managed Kubernetes service called AKS, which is short for Azure Kubernetes Service. And we've just announced actually the addition of virtual node. So this week we announced a new capability there called virtual node that allows you to take advantage of Azure Container Instances to scale almost instantaneously when you're running those Azure Kubernetes clusters, when you're running containers, in Azure Kubernetes.
So how does this change things?
So let me give a visual. You seem like a visual sort of person.
Yes.
So let me try and paint a picture here.
Okay.
So ultimately, containers run on VMs. And with just about every container service out there, you need to provision those host VMs first before you run your containers on them. So when you're scaling, you have to create the VM first before you can provision more of the containers on top. Even using Kubernetes, even a managed Kubernetes service, requires those VMs to be scaled first. Now, our managed Kubernetes service, AKS, gives you a lot of automatic management. It gives you easy control. It makes it a really simple experience to go and deploy, but it still requires VMs in the back end to go and manage and deploy that, which means it takes that extra time and that extra management on VMs. And that's just like all of our competitors. It is not actually a serverless platform. It's VM-level isolation. But with ACI, which is a capability that we launched about a year ago, our Azure Container Instances, we now are taking our serverless platform and adding it to our Kubernetes platform. And so now you can get Kubernetes managed containers on demand without having to provision, maintain, or deploy any VMs. So it really is offering a serverless Kubernetes option, giving you all that power of Kubernetes while still making sure that it's serverless. You don't have to worry about any VMs underneath. And it really is a good option if you're building Linux-based apps that are designed to scale instantaneously based on variable load and still needing that high response time where a minute, 2 minutes to get the VMs up and running and integrated is too long to wait. So I'm going to actually show you. So here is an app. This app connects to and processes a set of images. And so we built this just to show this off. It's a TensorFlow app, right? So it's running on Linux containers. It's running in AKS. And it's using data that's stored locally to look at these images and try and guess what the thing is, right? And so we've trained it ahead of time. It's running OK. You see it makes some mistakes, so that's unfortunate. But
banana
right
and
now,
apple, same.
What, banana and apple? I mean,
What's the difference?
Fine. But it's close enough. Let's not be mean to the machine, please. So right now, this is running with one front end, so this is the website that you're seeing, and one back end that's doing this work. And so I haven't really scaled this out. It's kind of running pretty slow. And if I were needing to process, let's say, tens of thousands of images instead of just one, you see right now it's running about 0.5 images a second, as you can see up here, which is relatively slow, right? And so with that base compute, that one worker, that's unfortunate. So now I want to scale it, okay? And so I can use now ACI in the back end to be able to scale this. So here, if you go over here, and I've got the Cloud Shell up and running, I'm going to show you how to do this here using ACI.
Nice.
If I go in, and this is all just a Helm-based solution, so it's super easy. I can go in with Helm. I'm going to upgrade it here. And you can also do this as an automated way based on load, but in this case, I'm going to show it to you just to make the effect that much more intense. Okay, so I'm actually using a Helm chart. I'm going to scale this. I'm going to set it here. And it works faster than my typing, I promise. All right, and so just double checking that I got it all. I type it wrong a lot here. Okay, great. Okay, so this is now off to the races, right? So this is like, okay, great, we're gonna now go scale this. And so let me actually take a look here and see if I can do kind of a watch here and see what's going on as this is running. So this one I'm not gonna type, I'm not gonna bore you with that. So this one here you can watch and see, and you see right now, I'm actually calling a Kubernetes solution. Oh, I should have typed it, see?
See, this is...
I know, human error here. Get pods, okay. But this is, if I type it correctly, this is just using a standard Kubernetes command here, right? And so now I can watch this, and you can see some of them are actually already starting. So the IP addresses are coming in. These containers are already responding to this load. So the time it took me to incorrectly type the command, you see here, I slide over here, you're gonna start seeing that worker's already up to 2, right? So I'm already taking new load, I'm expanding this out, and these are gonna just start going up and up, and so already I'm processing 0.83 images. If I slide back over here and take a look, there's 3 workers, right? So you can see them up and running, their IPs are getting assigned 4 workers, and just like that, this has scaled out. So this is so much faster than you would have seen me to create a VM and add it to my Kubernetes cluster and then launch a container on top of it. This just makes everything faster and easier and simpler. And again, that watch command is just using a standard Kubernetes command. So this isn't making it unportable. You can go and take this app and go anywhere. You can take this management, go anywhere. It's just better and easier here on Azure.
So this really does seem, like I said, this is putting serverless in your Kubernetes, and it seems like it's a big step forward for people who don't want to have to choose between the two.
That's right. That is exactly the goal, and also wants to do image management this fast. This offers you immediate scale out with 0 VM-based compute, still all managed by Kubernetes.
Fantastic. Okay, now I love Kubernetes, but what if you're not using it and for some reason you don't even have any plans to use it? What are your Azure options?
Ultimately, we want to be able to just have you bring your code and deploy your application, so you don't even need to worry about containers or orchestration or infrastructure. And so I just showed you that AKS plus ACI, and that removed a lot of the VM side of the house. But there are several ways for you to be able to deploy and take advantage of serverless solutions without having to even think about containers. And so I'm going to pull this up here and just show you, probably the best way to do this is with Azure App Service.
Nice.
And so if you go into the portal and click here on Web App, it's incredibly easy to spin this up. In less than 5 minutes, you can have your code running, an app fully deployed from scratch, and completely configured in CI/CD without thinking about Orchestrator, without thinking about containers. You can just go, launch your app, start facing traffic almost immediately. And that's one of the great powers of Azure App Service and that type of solution. Now, we also have, of course, the ability to just do functions. And this is a serverless solution that allows you to respond to, let's say, specific events. So timing events, something fires, someone clicks a button, maybe a webhook of some kind. This allows you to, again, just take your code, put it in, have it run when you need it and only when you need it. You pay only when it runs, and you don't have to worry, again, about orchestration, how it's running, who's running it, whether it's a container or not. None of that matters. Just take your code and run it. And this is going to be super powerful, and we have so many people using this to supplement existing applications that we have out there.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is like Azure Functions and Logic Apps, it sounds like it's a good solution for modern apps, IoT solutions, but even in IT pro scenarios.
You actually got this one right.
Okay,
So that's,
thank you.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
you get a lot right. That's not nice of me. But imagine applying some security policy every time a storage account is created. It is incredibly easy to get that done with a function or a logic app, right? And in addition to these types of serverless solutions, we also have another really cool option, more focused on code and microservices, called Service Fabric Mesh. And so this is an application platform that is really geared towards microservices. Again, without you having to think about Orchestrator or containers. It supports Windows or Linux, and is really a great option to accelerate your deployment. You just bring your code, we run the app, and that's it. So I'm going to show it again.
Yes. Please.
So here I have Smart Hotel, which is actually not to be confused with smart hotels that there actually exist smart hotels. This is a sample one. It's like a Contoso. This is Contoso Smart Hotel. We'll call it that. And so here I have ASP.NET solution and .NET Framework application. So this is all Windows, and it exists today. And normally that would run on something like IaaS, and I would deploy it that way. So let me actually zoom over to Visual Studio. And here I've actually got it. It's WCF and a web-based application. And so you can see sort of your standard-based solution here in Visual Studio, exactly what you'd sort of expect. But here's what's amazing. With just a few clicks, I can now turn this into a Service Fabric Mesh solution. So if I go right-click, add, Container Orchestrator support, and I said you didn't need to know about Orchestrator, but anyway, you click that, and now you just hit OK, and away you go, and now this takes care of everything.
Wow.
It is containerizing it, but you don't need to know, you don't need to care, and you can just go and publish this, right? And so simple operation here, now I go in, and I can go publish, if I can find it, there we go. And so this built right into my Azure account. I go in and I pick my subscription, the location, let's go East US, resource group, let's go 360, and then a containers registry to store the content. And again, like that, I now have this exact same app can be up and running in seconds up on top of Service Fabric Mesh with no code changes at all. So if I switch over to the Azure portal just to show you what this looks like, this is an app that's using both Service Fabric Mesh and SQLDB, no VMs. So you see here, I've got the SQLDB running, I've got the Service Fabric Mesh app, and I can click in and you can see there is actually running here, if I zoom in here, WCF and web. So these are the two components that I just showed you. They're all up and running, all a single ARM template, all interconnected. Again, no VMs to manage or deploy.
I mean, I have to be honest, I am really impressed that you were just able to bring your code in and run the app. But what if I need to then update that app or add new functionality? How does that work?
Yeah, it's actually incredibly easy. For those who are familiar with Service Fabric, you can go back in, and so that Service Fabric Mesh solution, you didn't really need to understand Service Fabric. You're just sort of converting it and deploying it, and we've got it.
Just hitting a button.
Hit a button, that's right. But if you do know Service Fabric or want to deploy using Service Fabric technology and language, you can go in and actually hit Add New Service Fabric Service. And so right to that same solution you just created, I can now go in, I can add an ASP.NET Core solution, I can use reliable collections, which is the powerful Service Fabric capability to put the data right near compute and make it really easy to manage that as it scales out. And again, I can add this right here, hit OK, and now it's all one application. So I can now hit deploy on this, and it's still all fully managed, fully serverless, still no VMs, and we're doing that storage for you. So the storage is managed as part of that serverless app as well, all sort of taken care of as part of that compute. So it's really, really pretty unbelievable to be able to combine that relational database, that power of that serverless side of the relational side, and then adding this serverless backend on Service Fabric Mesh to be able to get that app up and running. And so once I've written this code and I go and deploy it, my existing app now can have more power. And if anytime I need to scale this application again, because it's all serverless, it's just a few clicks and away we go.
Very impressive. Well,
I thank you.
Well, thank you, Corey, for explaining and showing us the latest updates for compute on Azure.
Absolutely. And I guess my last question for you, and I'd like the audience to chime in on this, am I officially out of probation?
What do you say, guys? Is he out of probation?
Oh my, I see like Ted shaking now.
Yeah.
Like that gentleman's shaking. He's like, no, I don't, the demo is not any good. Is that okay?
Yeah, because you're out of probation, and we are out of time, but where can people go to learn more?
So there's a lot of options. So I walked through a bunch of stuff. Look, if you're looking to build websites, Azure App Service is clearly the place to get started. You can find those details online. If you're familiar or want to play with Kubernetes, obviously AKS, and then ACI, it's called Virtual Node. You can get into that preview by either clicking on a link here, or you can go see those guys at the booth. Service Fabric Mesh, again, for .NET, Windows, microservice-based applications. And if you just want guidance on how to migrate, check out the Azure Migration Center to learn more about both what we have and what our partners can do.
And of course, you can follow our series here on mechanics, and you can subscribe to our channel, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and follow us on Twitter for all the updates. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Christina.